welcome back to the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy. I'm back today with a pick a card reading for you all. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your presence. A big welcome back to my beautiful returning subscribers. As always, you guys are amazing. Thank you for your friendship. And to everyone who has stumbled across this channel for the very first time, or for all of my new subscribers, please join us. Pull up a chair, get cozy. We're going to have a little chat today because we're all friends when we gather around this table. For today's pick a card topic, we are looking at singles and what is next in love for you. So maybe you're just coming out of a relationship, or maybe you've been single for a while, but what can you expect next in love? What is that next relationship going to look like? And what is some advice about that next relationship? We have 3 piles to choose from today. These cards are from the Pulp Tarot, which is a really cool deck. So the first card here for pile number 1 is the Empress energy with the grayish flower. Pile number 2 here is Justice with the blue flower. And pile number 3 is the Lover's energy with the yellow flower. So whichever pile or piles are calling out to you, there may be a message waiting today, and my timestamps are always listed below in the description box. I'm going to take a moment here to address some of the spam content in my comment section, because there is, again, other people posing as the Tarot Cottage who are offering private readings through WhatsApp and through sort of cell phone numbers. So please be cautious. I do not approach you in the comment section unless you are the winner of the free tarot reading, and I make it very clear on how to contact me through some of the links below all of my videos. So be sure to protect yourselves. I would hate to see anybody being taken advantage of. And that being said, be sure to check your notifications if you have dropped comments below and you are subscribed to the channel, so that if I've chosen you as a winner and you've been notified, we can get the ball rolling, because I'm waiting to hear back from my most recent winner. So for, again, today's topic, it's all about singles and what is next in love. I'm going to jump right into pile number 1, and my timestamps are below. Singles, what is next in love? Hello, pile number 1. You were drawn to the little grayish flower here and to the beautiful Empress. And this could mean that you are moving into a wonderful season of growth and abundance. It's about you embracing your femininity, the power within. You don't have to be the Empress. Of course, you could be the Emperor. It's more about the energy surrounding this really profound feeling. It's like we're peeling back all the layers to reveal the true essence of who we are. And when it comes to love, you may be moving into a big season of abundance or growth, or just really in a period of time where you're like really feeling yourself, and you really know that it's time for you to be moving into a period of growth because you deserve it. So let's take a look here and see what is next in love for singles for pile number 1. All of those drawn to the Empress energy. What is next in love, please, for pile number 1? The Ace of Cups. That's a beautiful place to start. And what I love about this Ace of Cups is that it's filled with infinite possibilities. The cup is runneth over. This communion of peace is coming in for us. So it's like a time of rebirth, a time of new beginnings, of optimism. And when I think about the overflowing cup, I think about like when I fill up my dog's water dish, I always let it overflow. So if there's anything in there, it just overflows. If there's anything stuck to the side of the bowl, it just flows right down the drain. And that's what Spirit's really talking about, is that this new season could be something that is really liberating for you. Or this new relationship could be very liberating for you in some way. Because here are the 4 of Swords and the Fool. It's about keeping that heart space open and leaping into this new opportunity, because the 4s are all about a pause before we act. It's very contemplative. It helps us ground ourselves. It's very heart-centered. We're preparing for what has been. We're really reflecting upon what has been in a very true way and an honest way with ourselves, so that we can not take any of that baggage with us into this new period of growth, so that we can reflect upon what has been, which has perhaps been painful or disappointing, and that there's a reality surrounding that, and that reality can't be altered. It just is what it is. But that was then, and this is now. Spirit says this is a new beginning, new opportunity. And I feel like it's time for you too. I feel like you've been working hard. You could even be a mother, so take that as it resonates. It's like you're focused on yourself. You're focused on your growth. And because of that focus, because of the energy you fueled at that focus, you've created a beautiful momentum towards abundance in a lot of different realms, including love. So if you're a single, again, you may not be a single parent, or you may be a mother. You don't have to be, of course, but I'm dealing with collective energy. So I have a lot of different energies flowing in, and I'm fighting with a card on the floor. The 3 of Cups. And you're going to be going out and having fun this next chapter in love. It's like you're breaking free of some of the responsibilities, but I feel like it's almost like you have responsibilities, but you're allowing yourself the permission. It's like you're giving yourself the permission to have a little bit of fun. Because I feel like you have gone through a period of time where you haven't had the support. And you've gotten almost used to that, like not having the support. And you've gotten really strong because of all of that. The application of that strength has made you very strong. But now you're going to give yourself the permission to go out and have some fun. And so they're talking about this next chapter in love for you being kind of filled with flirtation, going out, experiencing new things. The person that's coming in for you, I feel like they're very different from you in a way. It's like they could be different culturally, or just a breath of fresh air from who you could have previously dated. But I feel like there could be a different in culture or nationality for some. We have the Star, Aquarius energy, and here's the Three of Pentacles with the Four of Pentacles. What's really interesting about this new chapter for you is that although it's kind of breathing in this breath of fresh air of like levity and happiness and going down this path of exploration, there's still a lot of opportunity afforded with this new emotional start. There's a lot of opportunity with this person coming in for you. And you're going to take your time perhaps in really kind of discovering it or learning about this person. But with the Star energy in the future position, you can see she's even pointing in the direction that you're going. You're moving more into the healing cycle. There's more hope coming in for you, especially on the other side of all this fun. There's a lot of hope that gets restored. So it's like you don't have to adopt this really strong independent spirit anymore because your hope is restored. We have the Ten of Wands. Because I feel like you've taken on the weight of the world, and I feel like you carry it alone. But I just heard like you carry it well, and that's not a testament to how difficult the burden is, because I feel like people think that about strong people. That's like, oh, they're strong, they can handle anything. But the truth is, you're strong, but it still sucks that you have to be strong. And so even though you carry it well, there's still a lot of insecurity lying underneath you about, you know, the future and about opening up to other people. But the moon is encouraging you to really step outside of your comfort zone here, that your intuition is pushing you forward to this opportunity because you're planting new seeds. The past is gone. This is a brand new opportunity. There is an emphasis on communication that starts out the process. Three of Cups. And there's a real sense of friendship and just levity and having fun. Again, it's like, even though we're feeling overwhelmed by a lot of practical things, even though there's an aspect of feeling lonely, this new chapter is breaking through that loneliness. It's kind of like the space that cascades between the trees in the morning. It's like breaking through the loneliness. And it almost feels like it starts out as a flirtatious type of friendship. So it's like nothing really serious, but it starts to build. It starts to build. And the reason why you're attracted to this person, there's a very interesting energy about the common ground that you'll find with this person. The reason why the two of you partner up and are kind of thick as thieves is because you've been through similar situations in the past that have led you to this point. So you're on sort of mirrored soul paths when it comes to the experiences you've had in the past. And there's also this beautiful opportunity for both of you to move out of that phase of loneliness. But it's like you relate to each other on that level because you had to suffer through that together. We have the World. We also have the Tower, which is interesting because it's not coming through with a negative feeling. Yeah, the Hierophant's with it and the Empress, and there you are. Because there is something beautiful about this opportunity. Spirit says that you're leaving behind the worst of everything that has been. You're transcending all of that. You're moving forward, and you're more powerful and strong because of what you've gone through. There is an internet energy coming in for some with this World energy too. And they're saying that this is going to change everything for you. Change your perspective, change your life in some way overall in the future. It starts off really fun and flirty. And that's where they want you to focus your energy, because confidence will be your key to success. And you're going to need to tap into that to push yourself out of your comfort zone to take advantage of this. Because it does feel like it starts in a communicative sort of way. And so you may be starting online perhaps, but it's also just about the natural progression of relationships and having to evolve out of that friendship realm and having fun and just presenting each other with the best versions of ourselves, and then moving into the truth of this connection, moving into the opportunity for growth. Because even past the Tower is the Hierophant, which is it's not just leveling up for you emotionally and spiritually, but it's also about the practical elevation, even commitments. The Hierophant can rule education, government, marriage as well. So ultimately, this new phase in love for you could end up changing it all. Could end up starting as a communication, starting as a flirtation, and really move into a lot more. So it's a very exciting chapter of your life that's coming up, Spirit says. Singles, what is next in love, please? We have here Rabbit Spirit. Now is a lucky time. And the rabbit always strikes me as a curious creature. I think of the Page of Wands, about charging down a path of exploration, but it also is a little bit timid too. I think about when my dog is running after rabbits in the backyard, and they always wait till the last second to disappear, but they always disappear because they are a little bit timid as well. And this is the sort of energy field that you may be moving into this relationship, holding on to some of this curiosity. But the truth is you're going to be really attracted to this person, and luck is on your side here. They want you to surrender to it because luck is on your side. We have White Raven Spirit, trust in the magic. Because I feel like there's been aspects of your past and the disappointment that you've experienced there that has made you a little bit jaded, or there's like a chip on our shoulder about what to expect in the future. It's like we're very self-protective, and we may be protecting not just ourselves, but also other people. Again, if there's motherhood energy here. And Spirit's saying that now is the time for you to trust in that magic and to leave a little bit of room for it. Singles, what is next in love, please, for pile 1? We have here time to go. And it's coming in the reversal too, because they're talking about pushing through with our strength to be able to push ourselves out of our comfort zone to even take advantage of the opportunity. And it's also really highlighting that 8 of Cups that we saw with the movement forward. It's like it's time for us to leave the past where it is, let sleeping dogs lie, and move into the future, into this expansion. Because there's the 10 of Cups, there's the 6 of Cups. There's such a beautiful sort of collaboration that's in store for you with this person, and there's a basis on mutual friendship and a mutual sort of almost a respect because of what we've both mutually been through that's very similar. So there's something very similar about this person's past when it comes to love, because you're moving into a very abundant and blessed time. I love that the world is here for you. I love that you chose the Empress. I love that the blessed card is coming in, and the 22 as well. It's like stability. You're going to be experiencing a period of stability in your relationships, which is really exciting. And you don't have to do it alone. You're building a brand new foundation. And this foundation, it's starting small, but with investment, with time, this building block could be an entire forest. We could be building up towards, again, that commitment cycle. So you chose a wonderful pile. Let's get some advice, please, for pile number 1. What is next in love for pile 1, please? We have the Matrix. We also have Gaia. They're asking us to sort of root ourselves to Mother Earth, to Mother Nature. With the Matrix, this card really speaks about trying to figure out why certain things happened in our life. Is like trying to piece together a 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle. It talks about how know that there's a bigger picture in play. So everything that you've been through that has been frustrating, even again, if you've suffered practically because of past situations and you're still reeling from some of those practical losses, Spirit says trying to kind of figure out why people do the things that they do, or trying to go down that rabbit hole of consistent thought and rumination about the past. It's like we're trying to make sense of a huge jigsaw puzzle, and we have to sort of scan out to the spiritual perspective in order to see the truth of the value of that period. Because sometimes it's really hard. It's easy for us to say take the lessons and move into the future, but it's really difficult sometimes to wrap our heads around why we had to be put through that lesson in the first place. Sometimes it's impossible for us to even wrap our heads around it. And so Spirit says, if you're trying to do that, that could be energy that you can use to thrust yourself off the cliffside of this new opportunity and to use to create change and to move out of that cycle. So if you're hoping for some sort of closure from the past, Spirit says, ground yourself to this reality in this moment. That's why the 4 of Swords came in, because the Swords are asking us to take that pause and asking us to reflect upon what has been. It's like we can't argue with what has been, but we can ground ourselves to that reality and we can move on from that point. So they're just hoping that you'll connect and get outside with nature in order to do that, to strengthen some of that feeling of security that was rattled in the past. But let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 1. Can you tell me about this person coming forward for pile number 1? We have a lot of Aquarius energy. We have Taurus here. I think I just got one fall to my... Yes, I did. And it's a great card, too. It's the 10 of Cups. 3 of Swords reversed. We're moving on. We're forgiving the losses. That's the other aspect of the 4. It's like it asks us to forgive the past. And that's really hard to do as well. But it talks about moving on. And all of the strength that you forged is now going to be rewarded in a physical sort of manifestation. And you have the 10 of Cups again. It's not just the 10 of Pentacles. This is a really profound period of growth for you. It's going to be a wonderful new chapter. Let's move these up a little bit. We have the letters G and T and H. We have learn and we have good in the bowl here. It's like all lessons are practical and all lessons are beneficial to us in some way, even negative lessons. We do have the key with the black. And so it's asking us to kind of be the force to break out of old prisons, old thought prisons when it comes to old past pain, because we're moving up the ladder here, the Hierophant steps. We're moving up the ladder to growth. And the Hierophant, again, talks about not just practical growth for you, or spiritual growth rather, but practical growth. There could be commitments for you with this new chapter, ultimately. Not right away, obviously, but ultimately. All right, pile 1, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonates with you. If it did, be sure to drop your comment below so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. And please check out my links below for Etsy for personal reading or for Instagram. But I hope that you come back and visit me here on another day at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day. Hello, pile number 2. You were drawn to this little blue flower or to the Justice energy. I just love this card. Look at how beautiful that energy is. And this is your reading. What is next in love? Singles, what is next in love for you? What can you expect next out of this next chapter? The Justice speaks about the truth of a situation. And you can see what a strong, beautiful woman here is on the front of this card. And so it's talking about the truth, the reality of what you've been through, but also doorways that are opening up for you. And there's this fire that's lit underneath her. She's lit from behind with this fire that's pushing her forward. And so this could be indicating that there's going to be a really strong physical connection with this next person or this next chapter. And it presents a doorway. So there could be fire as the precipice of change here. So a lot of attraction, a lot of physical energy in this next chapter in love. And that could be the vehicle or the vessel that carries you into a new chapter in relationships. So let's take a look here and see. What is next in love, please? For pile number 2, all of those drawn to the Justice energy. What does this next chapter in love look like? You have the 8 of Pentacles. I feel like you've been working really hard on yourself, and you may even be working like out in the gym, like you're just working on different areas of your life. You're feeling strong. It's like and you should be feeling like a force. It's like you've come into a period of your life perhaps where you know who you are, you know what you want, and you don't want to compromise. You don't want to compromise for anything. You're working hard at work. You have the 4 of Wands. And to be honest with you, Spirit says you're going to be rewarded for all of that effort in so many different realms. It's like all of your hard work, all of the energy that you put into fueling yourself forward, it has nowhere to go but up for you. We have the 7 of Wands. And I love that the 7 and the 4 equals that 11 energy of your Justice too. You have the Ace of Wands. It's going to be a very fiery opportunity, very fiery connection. Now, for someone watching, and this is not for everyone, but for someone watching, there could be a work element here or a school element with this opportunity. The 9 of Swords, because there's an aspect of like overthinking about the environment that you meet them in, or overthinking about the opportunity in general. And that's part of the hurdle. It's like the fire between the two of you is palpable. You can feel it. You want to pursue it, but there's this part of you that's like, it's too risky. And am I ready for this? The Queen of Swords. And I was thinking about the Queen of Swords. She's holding a sword behind her back too. Here's the Queen of Swords. You could be an Aquarius, Libra, or a Gemini. But you're very discerning about what you're going to spend your time doing. It's like you're very cautious about what you're going to kind of allow into your life. It's like you're choosing to be moving into a realm where you're sort of in control of what happens, and you're very much guarded about that next chapter. The world is here, which is talking about success, but it's also speaking about how you're going to have to push yourself a little bit out of your comfort zone in order to achieve some of that success. And there even could be an aspect of an online connection or some communication that happens online too, because I feel like you're sort of leading the charge in that communication, or you're really carefully observing it. Clarify, please, here. What is next in love? For pile number 2, we have the Fool, but they are encouraging you to take that leap of faith. They're encouraging you to kind of push yourself out of your comfort zone here. And if you've hardened a little bit because of the past and what you've experienced, and you kind of are a bit jaded about what's coming, this Fool is asking us to open up our heart space, kind of like the mentality of a child, you know? We have the 6 of Pentacles. And it's a gentle reminder, too, from Spirit that we reap what we sow. And so this is a beautiful turn of events. And they're calling it in your favor, but it's because you put it in your favor. You're the one that turned the wheel in your favor. And so this is like a karmic balance. It's like karma being restored to you. But be careful what you want. It's like, be careful what you wish for. You could just get it. That's what Spirit says. You could just get it, because it's like your heart space is going to be triggered and tested. And with this Justice energy, with the Queen of Swords, she stands in front of her little sister, the Queen of Cups, and says, nobody's going to hurt her. And so there's an aspect of this really fragile heart underneath it all. So you even could have water energy, maybe as a moon energy, a Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces, but there's this aspect of like, I want to protect my heart space. I don't want to open that up because it's a challenge for me. And so we start with fire because maybe we're more comfortable doing that. We're more comfortable starting with fire. And to be honest with you, this person makes you feel like a goddess or a god. Like they are really into you. Like I just saw the Empress. They make you feel so good about yourself that it's hard for you not to fall for them. And I feel like it almost feels like that's a struggle for you because you fall for them, but it's scary. You feel yourself slipping into it and it's scary and you want to be able to celebrate it. That's the thing, is that you want to be able to celebrate it, but it's like your anxiety or your worry won't let you enjoy it. And so that's why Spirit's bringing forward this message, because tarot is a really reflective tool for us to be able to help help us navigate these types of emotional waves. And so if they're telling you you're going to overthink this, then they want you to kind of listen to that message and then come back to it when you're starting to overthink it. And when you start to go down that rabbit hole, you can stop yourself and say, well, this was what was foretold. Spirit told me that this would happen. Maybe I should surrender to the moment and see where this is going to lead me. It's about melting the heart space here a little bit. And that's what's interesting about that message, is this fire behind it. It's meant to melt the heart space. There was a purpose to some of the guards that you put up in the past. They were purposeful. They were almost anchors that you were holding on to as an aspect of control, you know? But now Spirit says, and that had its purpose. That was purposeful in the moment, but we don't need them anymore in this next chapter. So this next chapter in love for you is all about melting some of those walls that we build up a little bit, in an effort to protect ourselves, but some of these walls that we build up, because this is a new foundation. This is something brand new. We can build upon this. This could be a very important doorway, and don't be sort of thwarted by the fact that it starts with a very strong physical attraction, which means it could start in a physical realm. That's a wonderful vessel to carry us into more emotional depths. Here's the Tower. Back of the deck is the Nine of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. This person could be a fire sign, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. I just feel like there's a lot of charisma with this person. It's like they have a really good sense of humor. They're really flirtatious, and it almost feels like a combative type of flirtation. It's like you can't help but flirt back. Sometimes you might resist it at first. It's because you're not really in that comfort zone, but you can't help but flirt back with this person. Now, they are speaking here with the Tower energy as this leading to permanent change, but they're also trying to get our attention and wake us up from this anxiety, worry cycle that we're in. They're trying to get our attention because they're trying to say it's time for us to prepare for change, that we want the Tower to fall. We want permanent change from the past because you're in a new timeline now. And now's the time to start building upon this new foundation. I just saw the Page of Wands too. Very, very fiery connection to expect for you. But embrace it. Embrace this time of your life here. There's the Queen of Wands and the Three of Cups. Back of the deck is the Ace of Pentacles. There's a vine surrounding the hand here. It's like, don't bite the hand that feeds you. It's like you could reject this person a little bit at first when they first come in as a flirtation, but they're asking for you to kind of take a little bit of a second look if you reject them right off the bat. So even if there's an online connection, because they're bringing me to the online world now, and they're saying that you might swipe, I don't even know if it's right or left because I'm an old married woman, but you might swipe the wrong way, and then you're going to go back and revisit that person because you're going to be like, oh, that doesn't feel like it's my type of person. But the truth is, it's exactly what you need. You may not think it's what you want in that moment, but it's exactly what you need to get everything in motion again. And it's lots of fun. That's the most important thing Spirit wants you to take away, is that this is a fun period of your life. That you may be guarded because of what you've been through, but this Four of Wands is about preparing for the truth of this opportunity. The reality is what it is in the past, but preparing for this truth and this opportunity with the Four of Wands is a gateway to celebration and abundance. And so they're like, just enjoy it. You've been kept waiting long enough. Don't keep yourself waiting anymore to embrace this new chapter, because it's going to be a lot of fun. And Spirit says that if you do sort of maintain this carpe diem mentality and take baby steps towards growth, because you're still going to be careful about your heart, you're still going to be a little bit cautious even moving through this permanent cycle, you're going to be really glad that you pushed through. You're going to be really glad because you'll end up at a position that you're really happy with in this connection. What can you tell me about pile number, milk and honey? I love that. And we have the fork in the road. Milk and honey coming out right away. We have the soulmates. It's the Emperor Penguin, I think, of the Divine Masculine. I did see the Empress as well. Now, the fork in the road here is the number 13. It's the death energy reversed. And so we're at a precipice of change. And Spirit's not going to shove you down that road. It's your choice. It's an opportunity. That's what they want us to know. It's an opportunity. But we'll be glad that we did, because it's going to move us out of this state of inertia. It's going to help us to find the pot of gold at the end of our tunnel. And here with the little elephant, it's like, you've endured enough. You deserve a good luck break. You deserve the abundance that's coming in for you, because it's about you moving into victory and being rewarded, first of all, with clarity over all of that loss. And then with the stability and sort of a nourishment energy coming with the milk. It's like nourishing the soul. I think about the 10 of Cups with this card. It's like, my cup runneth over, and we're getting that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. And so they're talking too about the stability that this person will offer you. And what I love about the Emperor Penguin in general is that the male Emperor Penguin will be the one that spends a lot of time with the eggs. It'll guard the eggs while the female goes out and does what it needs to do, while it works, while it gets its food. It will spend sometimes months not eating, taking care of that egg. And so it's just about the dedication and the stability that you're going to find with this person, but it starts with a really profound, passionate attraction. And this person maybe doesn't present themselves as this Emperor energy off the bat, but this is who they can evolve to. This is where this connection can lead you. And they're talking about it being a really profound opportunity for growth. What is next in love for pile 2, please? We have here the Cat Spirit says, claim your independence, think on your feet. Oops. And we have the Antelope Spirit, life is speeding up. And so you perhaps are in that independent phase, but that's the 13, the death, and it's now time for a rebirth. And here with the Fox energy, it talks about being shrewd and being intelligent, and that's exactly who you are perhaps. Maybe you are that air element where you're incredibly smart and you're very careful about your steps, the steps that you take. You're very calculated at this point in your life because you are looking out for number one, and that's important. You're looking out for number one. But Spirit says life is speeding up. This is an opportunity. It's not going to be your only opportunity for happiness, of course, but they're saying it's a wonderful opportunity for us to take advantage of here. It says be generous of spirit, the lion spirit, and tap into the strength that you're going to need to push yourself out of your comfort zone and take action here. Let's get some advice, please. Ooh, we have the real you coming out. We also have gratitude, and the gratitude is all about the abundance and seeing things from a positive perspective. This is from the Magdalene Oracle, and on the real you, it talks about as humans we're so attached to our physical world that we often lose sight of our true nature. And attaching our identity and sense of worth to worldly status and achievements, we have lost touch with the real us. And so you may even be a workaholic, Spirit says sometimes. It's like we're so focused on growth that we haven't focused on growth in the emotional realm. It says pay attention to your feelings because there's something inside you that yearns to reconnect. says you have beautiful, unique qualities that have so long been repressed and ignored. And this is a chapter where you're going to be unlocking the true version of yourself, the truest version that doesn't feel like it has to be guarded. And we're moving into a state of great abundance where we're able to see the good in things again. It's like we're able to feel grateful for where we're sitting in life. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 2. What is this person like that's coming in for pile number 2 in their next chapter in love? 2 of Pentacles. We have the Queen of Swords reversed. And the Three of Swords is kind of in a sideways angle here. And I think about sort of forgiveness cycles moving on, but I feel like it's going to be difficult for you to really, I feel like the fact that you fall for this person is going to bother you or make you feel insecure. And there's an aspect of you being on the fence about whether or not you even want to include yourself in the relationship. As I said, I feel like you're going to kind of pass on them at first, and then you're going to circle back around and realize, well, maybe I should kind of explore this a little bit further or give them a little bit of a chance. Because the Queen of Swords here, it's like she's reversed now and she came up in the upright, which is talking about how whatever we are coming from, we're guarded, but maybe we're not seeing things, we won't see this opportunity in love as the true opportunity that it is. And so they're asking us for focus now. In the charm bowl, we have the blue lips. So someone who perhaps has been single for a while. I think about someone who hasn't been kissed in a while. And we have the crescent moon with the peacock feathers. And so it's our higher self and the high priestess in us that's urging us to kind of push ourselves out of that ego-driven center and move into this unknown, because we have the yin yang. We have the 2 linked hearts, which is soulmate energy. We have the Ace of Swords, which is a reality check about opportunities and the past being over, cycles having closed. We have the balance rune. Whoops. And we also have give a girl the right shoes and she can conquer the world, Marilyn Monroe. And it really speaks about you as the Empress energy, as this really strong, independent force. It's about what you can achieve and truly about maybe where your focus has been, like really self-focused, focused on growth, working on yourself. We do have Saint Anthony here holding on to baby Jesus, the patron saint of lost things. Sometimes impossible causes. And so there could be a childlike element here for someone watching. We have the Star of Aquarius. We have a penny from 1999, I think about communication and opportunity. We also have here a Hello Kitty. And again, there's a reference to children or childlike energy or the past. We also have here the blue heart. All right, pile 2, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonates. I'm praying for you. And if it did resonate, please drop that comment below so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. You can also check out my links below for Etsy for a personal reading or for Instagram. But I hope that you come and visit me on another day at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day. Hello, pile 3. You're drawn to the yellow flower or to this beautiful Lovers card, and this is your reading. What is next in love for you? The Lovers talks about relationships, talks about fire, talks about connection, talks about temptation as well. It's about the 6s come in as like a transitionary energy, so transitioning into relationships. It could be take a sort of a byway through fire, but we shall see. There is Gemini energy surrounding this Lovers card, so perhaps you are the Gemini or the person coming through for you could be a Gemini as well. But it's more about the energy that it represents. What is next in love? Ooh, for pile number 3? We have the 5 of Cups starting out your reading. The Queen of Cups. There is a message coming through about the Divine Feminine having her heart space or her reflection in the past. It's like you could be moving away from old heartbreak or really coming from a disappointment in love. And even with the braids, they're flying through here. They're like reaching out in this direction. And I think about complacency and loss and fear and things that are holding us back. She's even holding on to the seahorse, not letting it drift away. So sometimes the Queen of Cups, she invests in love and then she has a really hard time opening up that cup again and letting the investment out. which the Lovers can really speak about sort of opportunity for you to make a decision to move forward into growth, but it creates a choice. It's like we have to choose between the past and perhaps this new opportunity. We have the Nine of Swords and we have the Seven of Swords as well. Because this is representing where you are in your mindset, in your energy, in the present moment. And it's equaling the 16 energy, so there's Tower energy here. So it's like permanent change. And they're asking us to kind of take advantage of the message and to really pay attention to the message, because they're asking for a breakthrough or an epiphany from us now. Because we're really in a state of worry and overthinking when it comes to that past energy or the past disappointment that we've experienced. And we just keep going in a loop and a loop and a loop, and it's not getting us anywhere. And that's why Spirit wants us to see things and see opportunities from a spiritual perspective instead of the emotional realm, because it can be tricky. Our feelings can lie to us a little bit. They can be temporary. They can be waves that can be really seem like huge outbursts and then flow into something more calm. And so it's really important for us to make really important decisions about love and life when we're in a state of happiness and in a state of optimism, because we have to take back control of our thoughts right now, Spirit says. It's time for us to stop looking in the rearview mirror and be open and honest with ourselves about those past disappointments and about why perhaps they evolved into disappointments in the first place. Spirit says they have something better waiting for you. So it's sort of like they just asked me, they just said this comparison of like when we're little kids and our parent will come to us and say, I'll give you 1 cookie now, but if you'll wait an hour, I'll give you 2 cookies after dinner. It's like this decision we can make. It's like, I'll give you something that perhaps is not as abundant now if you want it, and we can keep ruminating about it. But if you wait, I'll give you 2 cookies in the future, because there's the Ace of Cups. And look at this transformation energy, all of the butterflies being released. And some of these butterflies don't even look like butterflies. They look like moths. So we're releasing the attachments. We're releasing all of that energy of the past to allow ourselves to have an open cup again to fill up. This next chapter in love for you is going to empower you more, because it's going to free you, to be honest, from that old energy. And she's sitting here staring at all of these yellow flowers. It's like she's afraid to let go of. But what is the true growth that's still alive on this stick is sitting beside her. There's a relationship waiting. We have the Nine of Wands. Back of the deck is the Nine of Pentacles, and we have the King of Swords. Now, the King of Swords could be Libra energy, Pisces, Libra energy, Aquarius, or Gemini. So this person could definitely be a Gemini coming through. There is something really intelligent about this person. They're a really good speaker. They communicate very well. In fact, their job could be something along those lines. Like they could have to communicate for their job in some type of way, and they're just very authoritative in that sense. Like they're smart about it, though. They're an intelligent person who could be a manager or some sort of position of authority in their job. And the Spirit's really encouraging you to kind of reflect upon what is imbalanced right now that could be holding you back from this potential, because this potential is opening up, but we have to walk into it. We have to be willing to take the steps that we'll be guided to take. And we are still kind of holding on to this old timeline. But you can see that this thorny rose stalk is coming right through our rose of empowerment. And so the Nine of Wands is asking us for a little bit of force, a little bit more of a push to power us through this old cycle, because we'll be rewarded. And they're showing me the raspberry leaf. They're showing me a raspberry leaf and raspberry tea, and they're talking about the lower chakras. They're talking about specifically the sacral and the solar plexus chakra, specifically the sacral chakra, actually. And it's almost like they're showing me the raspberry leaf in a tea form to talk about how we need to calm that area, or we need to heal that area. So blockages in how secure we feel, blockages in how powerful we feel when it comes to old attachments. We have the Sun. And Spirit is saying that as long as we're sort of looking down here at what we've lost, we're not looking up to what is going to come for us. And so there's also Leo energy coming through here, because brighter days are on the way. And you're about, it's like wishes, it's like what you've been holding on to, the desires that you have for the past, and all of these things that you're not seeing in your life right now that you really, really want. Spirit says it's coming for you. It's like we just want you to turn your gaze this way. It's like you're looking in this direction, but what you're wanting is right there behind you. There is a really strong emphasis on travel and on movement here in your next chapter in love. So you may have to sort of, you may be traveling and be meeting this person in that way, but there's also the dandelion plumes being blown. So it's like wishes coming true. And it's in association with that fox energy is the King of Swords for me. A very, again, very intelligent person. And Spirit's talking about the fox now and about how the fox will hide food for its cubs to find, to train it. And so they're talking about hiding opportunities within turmoil to teach us things. It's like there's opportunities in the struggles that are built into our experience to teach us things, to give us tools, to provide us with strength in some way. Because this is a new relationship that you can see that this two energy is intertwined. It's about stability and grounding ourselves to the reality of the new opportunity. And so, but we have to get over, this is a supportive energy to all of this tower energy of overthinking and worry and fear of the future. And so that's why Spirit's asking us to pay attention. They're asking us to kind of get our wits about us and keep our wits about us so that we can focus, and to make a choice about, do we want to stay in the past ruminating, or do we want to move into this new cycle? Spirit says, take that leap. Take that leap. There could be a work connection here. Because that's part of the reason that holds you back, is that the environment that you meet them in, it's like always, is this a smart idea? Is it smart to do that? And you're going to come up with excuses why you should feel vulnerable, why you shouldn't act. But Spirit says push through those excuses, because you'll be glad that you did. Because those excuses are just highlighting this sense of fear and the sense of helplessness we feel about the world happening to us and having no control over what's coming. And having that fear factor coming in, because here's the Four of Cups, here is the Four of Pentacles, but there's the Empress under the Tower, and they want to emphasize the Tower energy because they're like, it's time to pay attention. It's time for us to have a breakthrough when it comes to that old energy, because the cycle has gone on long enough. And so now we're feeling helpless, we're feeling insecure, but these energies are actually supposed to help us to ground ourselves to old energies and ground ourselves to reality and say, okay, well, that has been, and there's nothing I can do about the past. They're just memories. They're just memories. So they're just thoughts. They don't exist anymore. I can't compare myself to anybody else in this present moment because I'm not living that experience. But once we sort of accept the present moment, then we're able to move through it. We're able to kind of look at this truth. There's no truth in the Four of Cups. It's not about the truth of a situation. It's about facing the true reality. So it encourages us to draw inward so that we can find that true reality, that we're not helpless, that we have control over that rumination. And that's the wake up energy. Because you can see the Empress, she's on this bridge, like a bridge over troubled waters. You're on this bridge, you're on this precipice of change, and it's all equating to all this beautiful transformation. And so everything that you had to go through was preparing you for this moment. And here's the Nine of Wands. There's the Ten of Pentacles. There is so much good luck in today's readings, actually, because this Nine of Wands is asking you to armor up, to power through, to coast into this next chapter. There's the Ten of Pentacles in the Chariot. You're going places. You're moving into a more emotionally abundant realm. You're moving towards practical security. You're moving towards a growth mindset. This is an opportunity to build upon new foundations, and ultimately the Ten of Pentacles could really see two people starting in a relationship, pushing themselves out of their comfort zone, and weaving their own destiny towards growth and commitments. Because this is two people who are working together to achieve, not just in the practical realm, but there's also emotional growth here. So Spirit says chase this opportunity. We weave our own destiny. There could be a bit of a work element here for someone watching, and this person is very kind of romantic. It's like they present themselves in a really positive way, almost to the fact that makes you nervous. It's like, well, why are they acting so perfect? What if they disappoint me? They're a very generous person. They're a very good looking person, Spirit says. They're very traditionally good looking. But there are all of these all of these positives about this person almost make you feel insecure because you're like, well, some things can feel too good to be true at times. Now, they are saying that this person definitely needs to work on their own emotional vulnerability and their ability to be open and vulnerable. But that's good because Spirit says you have such a beautiful heart space that it's almost healing in energy. So you could even be some type of healer in some way. That's why they're drawn to you. And that's why this collaboration can work so beautifully. Oopsie. We have here, love is all around, Nightingale Spirit. And there's an emphasis on like music, or an emphasis on like communication in some way, proclamations. We also have here Turtle Spirit, slow and steady wins the race. And I love the Turtle Spirit. The sea turtle is one of my favorite animals because there's such a surrender to it. The mother sea turtle will just leave her babies on the beach and never go back. You know, there's just this beautiful surrender to what is supposed to be. And so a beautiful surrender to the ebbs and flows of life. And that's what they're asking for in this moment. They're asking for us to go steadily into this opportunity, to explore it, to enjoy the exploration and not to rush things. But there's no rushing energy here, and we don't have to rush to any sort of conclusion because Spirit says the joy is in the journey. We're not living for the moment we get married. We're not living for the moment we move into our dream house together. We're living for every single moment that leads up to that great checkpoint. And so Spirit says don't have to rush, but you could be moving into a commitment cycle ultimately with this person. Spirit says trust us. We have a plan. We're working behind the scenes, even amidst all of this turmoil that you're going through emotionally or even in your thought patterns. They're like, all eyes are on you. We're working on things and we've got your back. But there is an emphasis too on speaking less and listening more to your guides. What is next in love, please, for pile 3? We have here time to clean it up, clear out the clutter. Number 21, it's reversed because they're talking about old cycles, unfinished business that we may be holding on to. But Spirit says the only unfinished business we have here is to close out the cycle for ourselves. So it's time to clear out that clutter. And it's time to go. Back of the deck is the why reverse. There's no use in asking why about the past because, again, they're just thoughts. They don't exist anymore. The real question is, what are we planting in the present moment? It's time for us to focus on that present moment. Advice, please, for pile number 3 about the next chapter in love. We have here co-create. Co-creation with Spirit. We also have the secret on the back of this deck, and this is from the Magdalene Oracle. We're going to start with the co-creation. A new opportunity will present itself. And it even says within the next coming week. So you could have this coming in very soon for you. That won't be for everyone, but soon. It says you may feel it's beyond your expertise or beyond your ability to involve yourself in. It says it will work provided you are flexible in the methods you adopt. Most importantly, keep in mind that anything of lasting value is always a co-creation between you and God. Seek intuitive guidance from your higher mind and from God, and see yourself in a spiritual partnership with the divine creator and ask to be shown the ways and means of accomplishing this mission. Because ultimately this is going to be as we move into relationships, it still provides opportunities for soul growth. So sometimes there's going to be conflict waiting for us in relationships. That's built in too, so that we can evolve and grow together. We do have the secret on the back of the deck as well, which we'll take a look at. It talks about someone confiding in you soon, and what they confide in you may shock you. And so you may have somebody that reveals their truth to you, reveals their feelings to you. It says you feel torn between the loyalties you have for two people. The lover's energy, the loyalties that you have between two people. It says ultimately you must be true to yourself, and in your heart you will know. For only in doing that you can be true to others as well. So revealing the truth will definitely cause upheaval, but eventually these things will settle down. Your honesty and courage will be appreciated. They are asking us through that Four of Cups energy that we saw earlier, the Four of Pentacles, for us to retreat to the truth of the situation, especially about old attachments, even if some of the truths that are revealed to us can be a little bit painful about those old attachments, like no closure sensations and such. But Spirit says we're going to be rewarded with this new chapter. And the secret is really talking about the relationship that you forge with yourself as being the most important relationship that you will forge overall. But that's what connections actually help us achieve, is a deepening relationship with ourselves through that connection. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 3. Can you tell me about this person coming forward for pile 3 in the Bull? We have the 5 of Swords. We have the 8 of Cups. And we have the Fool reverse. Oh, there's just such a, it's like I don't feel ready for change. I don't know if I'm ready for a next chapter in love. I don't know if I'm ready to make a decision about past conflicts, because there's this conflict about I want to return to someone. I want to return to my home base. It's like I feel like I want to return home, but Spirit's like, this is where we're leading you. We're leading you home. And so it's so important for us to defy the conflict that the ego's fueling at us in this moment about that old attachment, and to kind of laugh in the face of that and take that leap of faith anyway. The only way that we can combat apathy is by leaping despite of it, or in spite of it. In the Bull, we have the Blue Lips. That came out earlier as well. So someone who perhaps hasn't been in a relationship in a while, or is waiting for some specific energy to come through, because here's the blue star too. So sadness, lack of hope when it comes to old energies. We do have the slow handsaw, and I think about slowly detaching. We do have the group of bananas. I think about financial gain, but it's reversed. So it's like practical losses that we've experienced in the past. We do have the Horse reverse, and he's looking at his own tail. So it's like being torn between two lovers, maybe torn between the past and the future. But that's why you can see here the seahorse is in your bowl, and the Queen of Cups was holding on to the seahorse because she's not letting it surrender. She's not letting it go with the flow, and Spirit's encouraging that now. They're asking for a release of this 10. I think of the 10 of Swords with the blue fish bones, and I think of the Divine Masculine. So releasing old expectations about certain people and connections. We do have Capricorn here, old attachments and a forget-me-not. And we have the Strawberry. I think about summertime, and I think about strawberry wine, and I think about 17. So Aquarius energy and hope and readjustment. Better days on the way with the Key, because we're unlocking healing as we move into a new forgiveness cycle. And we have find joy in the journey. This next chapter is going to help you find more balance and help you to feel more emotionally in control of your expectations. It's just going to help you find more happiness, and they're encouraging you to spend time slowly getting to know this person, slowly moving into commitment cycles, because they want to emphasize the journey, how much growth and how much possibility for growth is lying there for you. All right, pile 1, that's pile 3. That's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonates with you. If it did, please drop that comment below so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. You can also check out my links for Etsy for a personal reading if you feel called to, or for Instagram. But I hope that you do come back here and visit me on another day at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a beautiful day.